Hi, this is Diane from Style Falcon. Thanks for joining today. This is an update for Style Falcon sewing patterns, what's going on in my studio here in Connecticut. Style Falcon is a sewing pattern brand made for mature figures with extra shaping that people tend to appreciate as your body changes as you age. And we also have a really great community of sewers who mostly are in their mid-40s and age up. It's been a really fun group this week because it was the end of our sew along for the secret jeans trousers. The way the sew along works is you sign up in advance. You'll get an invitation through my email list. So please sign up for that. Go to stylefalcon.net if you aren't already on that list. And we pick our fabrics together, we sew it together. If people want a little advice on sewing or style, fabric choice, fit, they put it out there, whether it's on Instagram, here on the YouTube channel, on Facebook, or even just through the email. It was a really fun adventure, and it ended yesterday. We had a little Zoom party, just a quick little wrap-up party. Here's a picture of everyone who's able to make it. It's a global group, so it's really hard to find a time that works for everybody. So most of the people who attended were in the United States, but our friend Christine joined all the way from New Zealand. It was 7 a.m. at her house, and she was quite a trooper. Thanks again for Christine for making it to the party. The secret jeans trousers, all the videos for the sew along stay up on YouTube after. So if you are interested in checking that out, you can. There'll be another sew along. I usually do one in the spring and one in the fall. I got a lot of requests to do the Sublime Shell, so I'm going to do that for the fall. So I'm going to be making the videos for this. So again, be on the lookout for that. I'll take you over to the sewing table in a little bit to give you the tip for the week. There was a lot of conversation around fit with pants in the sew along group. A lot of the people who enjoy Style Falcon patterns, or even are just older sewers who are out there sewing and trying to make modern sewing patterns work for them today, will say that I don't want to say they're afraid of doing pants, but they have a lot of worries about it because they've heard that it's really hard to fit pants. It's really hard to get a good pattern that really works with them. My pant patterns, the secret jeans trousers and the diamond hem trousers, are built with some extra belly room, a little bit more space in the waist, a lower crotch point, and a few other things that a lot of us as we get older really appreciate in a pant pattern. Regardless of what pant pattern you are using, however, there are some tricks for getting a good fit. At the sew along, people shared a few things that they like to do. Quite a few people said, just make a muslin. Like, that's really the easiest way to do it, is just make a muslin, whether it's out of an old bed sheet or actual muslin fabric, or just, someone said, I have all this quilting cotton from, I don't know what I was thinking when I bought all this quilting cotton. It's been lying around my house, so might as well use it for that. And I think that's always a great idea. Someone else mentioned, when I make a muslin, I try to make something that's either that's soft, say a fabric like this, or even a flannel. So I can always use it as pajama pants later. Even if they're not really great, they don't fit great, as long as they're comfortable and I can get them on, I can use them as pajama pants, which I think is a wonderful idea. Someone else mentioned the top down center out method, which has gotten a lot of traction. That you can certainly Google that and explain in detail what it's about, but the gist of it is really, when you're fitting pants, kind of start at the top and work your way down, and then start at the center and work your way out. And that often can help you figure out how you need to adjust a pattern to get it to fit you properly. And a lot of people who've tried it have really embraced it, and it's one of these methods that works really well if you don't have a sewing partner or a fit partner to help you, because you can do it by yourself. I have not personally tried it. If you have, please leave a comment here in the details in the comment section. I'd love to hear about your experience with it. And I will provide, here's a link to the woman who came up with this method, and she wrote an article in Threads magazine about it. So please check that out. Here I have the main thing I've been working on this week, besides the sew along, is sewing up this sample of the Daring Duster, which is the new pattern from Style Falcon that will be coming out shortly. It has This one happens to have patch pockets. There's also an inseam pocket option. This is a self-faced vented sleeve. I use a little bias binding just to make it fancy on the inside. It has vents, a vented hem. It has a nice collar. There's also a collarless version. It's sort of a gilet straight cut vest style. And then the thing everybody loves about this is it's got this split back. So when you walk, it really moves with you between this and the side slits. It makes for a really cool dramatic look, and it's also light. So it's a light layering third piece. I've got the videos for that done. They need to be edited. So once that's done, I'll be looking forward to getting it out soon. And I'll be sharing some highlights with you about how to get some of the sewing techniques that are used for this that are maybe a little more advanced for those of you who are interested. So that'll be coming up in the future. But for now, I'm going to share the top tip from the sew along from the Secret Jeans Trousers. Here it happens to be my personal back pant pattern piece, which you're familiar with if you watch these videos. You've seen the personal adjustments that I make to get this to work for me with the shape of my legs and my body. I'm going to just take you over to the table and show you the main tip that came out of the sew along that people were really excited about. It just involves folding out excess fabric where you don't need it on the back leg. So let's go over to the sewing table. Okay, here we are at the sewing table. Here's the Secret Jeans Trousers, my personal cut, which isn't, I don't happen to use this method, but a lot of people said that this really helps them. Sometimes, as you get older, you may find that your legs get kind of, slim out quite a bit. And when you sew a pant, or if you buy a pant, there's a lot of excess fabric, like kind of back here. And what's happening there is that the back legs are just too wide for you. The fit may be good. Again, here's just to orient you, like here's where your butt goes, right? This is the back piece. And this is the pocket, and like your belly is kind of over here. So what's going on is you're having too much fabric in the back, but the fit might be fine in the waist, in the belly, in the butt area, but just right along here it's bad. So what you can do is just parallel to the grain line. Here's the grain line. Fold out a section of the back pant pattern piece from the waist to the hem, the whole thing, the entire length. Fold out, maybe for starters, maybe try folding out a 1/2 inch or about a little more than 1 centimeter, and that will give you 2 inches or about 4 or 5 centimeters in total. And see how that goes. You just fold it out the whole length. So if I was to do it on my pant pattern here, again respecting the grain line, I would do something like this, and I would just pinch it out. Or you could, if you wanted to, cut it open along the grain line and overlap it. I like to usually just sort of pinch it out, because that way you've maintained your pattern piece for the future. But just pinch the whole thing out, the entire length. That's what's important, is the entire length. Keep it parallel to that grain line so that your pants don't go off grain. You may find that you want to pinch out a tiny bit on either side of the pant. So maybe like a little bit here and a little bit there or something, just to even it out. You could do that. If you're pinching it out straight down the middle, you're going to interfere with your dart if you have a back dart in your pant. So you might make more sense to do it on either side of a dart. You can figure out what works for you depending on your pant pattern. Then if you need to, you can always add a little more at the side seams. Just add a little more up here in this sort of belly area, or maybe if you need a little bit more in your, in the crotch or the upper thigh or whatever, you can add a little fabric back in. But you're just adding the fabric where you need it and taking it out where you don't need it. It's a great technique. It really does work. Quite a few people at the Secret Jeans Trousers Sew Along did this exact thing, and they really got a great result with it. I'm so happy that you joined me today. Please be sure to follow Style Falcon here at YouTube and sign up for the email list so that you can get invited to the sew-alongs in the future. This is Diane from Style Falcon. Thanks for watching.